Welcome to Sky Sport Next, our new initiative supporting grassroots sport and rising talent across New Zealand. We're proud to be investing in Sky Sport Next to give over 50 sports a chance to be seen and to grow.
Well, hello and welcome here to the Auckland Archery Club, just in the shadows of One Tree Hill on a glorious Sunday afternoon. Thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure to be with you here on Sky Sport Next for the Caveman Challenge Archery Competition for 2019. And we have several classes to get through. We've got teams competitions in both recurve, archery and in compound, and we have individual competitions coming as well. Glenn Lama's my name, and it's going to be a pleasure to be with you for this afternoon's competition. And joining me in commentary is Lisa Walker, who is one of New Zealand's best compound archers. Lisa, nice to have you with us today.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
And it's going to be an interesting day for archery today. Yes, the sun is shining, but the wind is blowing around the place at the moment, and it's going to make it tricky conditions for all the competitors.
Yes, it's very swirly, very unpredictable. The scores so far haven't been as high as we'd normally expect. It's going to make it a bit of a mental game as they have to challenge not only shooting under pressure but dealing with the wind as well.
All right, so we're going to have the teams competition first in the bronze medal match in recurve archery, and we have the teams BEM and Meh. That's right, they're their names, Ben and Meh. Don't ask me where these names came from. I've got absolutely no idea. But we too know we have Ben McLean and Emily Cavill up against Finn Matheson and Kelly Atkinson. So we have McLean and Cavill on the left of screen. The judge is wearing the red in the middle, and we have Matheson and Atkinson on the right of screen. All Aucklanders competing here. So congratulations to all four archers who have made it through to this bronze medal match here today. McLean and Cavill, they're actually very experienced. This is their home club, the Auckland Archery Club that they're shooting at. Matheson as well. And Atkinson shoots at Mountain Green, Lisa, which is on the in the volcanic cone of Mount Albert. Yes. So it's just up the road.
It's one of our favourite places to shoot because it's notorious for having very little wind.
So these two combinations were the beaten semi-finalists. We'll see the winners of these semi-finals competing for the gold medal here in the Caveman Challenge soon. Now, recurve archery, just to give you the basics of it, that target is 70 metres away from the shooting line, and you can cover the target with your thumb. If you give the old thumbs up sign, and you can cover the target entirely. So it's a challenging distance away, particularly in windy conditions. It's going to be McLean to start first.
You can see the wind impacting on Ben already there.
He starts with a 4. It is tough conditions. Let's not underestimate how challenging it is. So each archer will shoot 2 arrows. We're in a set format.
Poor Emily's hat just flew off in the wind as well.
And that is a really tough set of circumstances for Cavill. So we now have Matheson shooting on target number 2. He will shoot 1 arrow, and then he'll be followed by Atkinson. So Finn Matheson.
Nice shot.
So he scored a 6.
High 6. He won't be too bad about that. It's one down range, helps settle the nerves.
And the wind's just paused, just dropped that a little bit here for Atkinson as well. And that is a 3.
Just a little bit wide.
So both archers going left of the target there, maybe anticipating a bit of wind coming to blow the arrow back towards the centre.
Yes, you can see the flags are blowing to the left, so if the wind actually catches the arrows, that can force them that way. Oh, nice shot, Ben.
It's a better shot from McLean. That's a 9.
anything can happen in these conditions, so you just keep on keeping on. Yeah, Emily looked a lot more comfortable in that shot.
So McLean and Cavill have ended their first end. Now Matheson.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
Kelly's taking a deep breath to steady herself. Oh, and unfortunately that's just off the target as well.
Just missed the target. So all arrows going left there.
Yeah.
So now the judges will ratify the scores in the first set. We are operating a sets format in Recurve Archery. So basically what the judge will do now is total the scores, ratify the arrows, and we will get a total score, and then the winning total will win the 2 set points.
Yes, so it's the first team to get to 6 set points.
So pretty sure the first set will go to Matheson and Atkinson. We're just getting it confirmed at the moment. 22-18 we think is the score to McLean, to Matheson, rather McLean and Cavill over Matheson and Atkinson. Yes, we'll get our addition correct. So we think it's 22-18. Didn't look to be any arrows that were hitting the borders of the scoring zones. If it does that, folks, it will default to the higher score. So the 2 points will go to
Team BIM.
McLean and Cavill, so they get the first 2 set points.
So now you see the archers start to settle. The first end's always the hardest. Now they know the conditions and they'll be trying to learn from the previous end and make some changes.
So Finn Matheson to go first on target number 2. Second set.
That one's just popped up again.
Floats into the 5 zone from Matheson. Yes, you could see those flags blowing stiff at the target end of the range.
And Kelly taking a deep breath to fortify herself. Quick shot there, and oh, a 9-10 liner.
Looks like it might have just missed the 10 zone, but we'll see. We'll see.
And here's Ben.
McLean's got a 7.
Nice solid shot.
Now Emily Cavill.
Getting herself settled.
And she scored a 5. So Matheson and Atkinson. First advantage to them. Nice little lead here. If Matheson can get one in the red or the yellow zone.
Bit of a long hold there for Finn. But wow, nice shot.
Yep, well, that's another 9 for him.
Let's see what Kelly can do.
Oh, it's a good comeback. The first 10 there from Atkinson. So they have looked to have an unassailable lead in this set. 2 9s and a 10. Can't really complain too much about that.
Yeah, and some smiles on their faces after that end too.
Now McLean. McLean looks like he has scored a 9 on target number 1 with his arrow. He has. Now Cavill. Again, just waiting for that breeze, just pausing for that little moment.
They can't pause too long. They only have 20 seconds to get their shot away, so it creates a lot of pressure on the archers.
Yeah, She follows that up with what's like a 4. So that will end the second set. Looks like McLean and Cavill, 12 plus 13 is 25. And that's going to be well short of what Matheson and Atkinson did on that occasion, which is in the 30s. Looks like it could be a 35, could even be 36 for them.
And that will tie us back up, won't it?
It will indeed, at 2 set points each. So Team Meh is back in the running. Matheson and Atkinson, it's a good comeback from them.
Very good. Looking a lot more settled in the trying conditions that time. This is the first time Kelly and Ben have shot together in a team. Oh, sorry, Kelly and Finn. And I think it's also the first time for Ben and Emily as well.
So the score's still been ratified at the target end of the range. And those scores just been radioed through to the Archers. So we can confirm anyway that the score that end will go to Atkinson and Matheson. So we are at 2 points each. So into the third set we go.
And it will start with going back to Ben and Emily shooting first.
The target, remember, 70 metres away. Later in the day we'll have the individual compound and mixed teams compound finals as well. We'll have the gold medal match and the mixed teams recurve coming up after this bronze medal match, and that win really getting up now for Ben McLean. Horrible.
Yeah, that was a tough shot for Ben there. But he did well, he got it on the target. You only get 20 seconds, you can't pick your wind.
So Cavill. So 5 it was for McLean.
That looked like a much more relaxed shot with Emily, and a good 8.
Well, that's her best arrow of the contest so far. Finn Matheson, a couple of 9s from his 4 arrows so far. He's looked solid here on target number 2.
Oh, good shot. That
that
wind really came through just on that shot, so it's a nice 8 as well.
Did it seriously come through or what? And Atkinson shooting pretty much into a gale here at Auckland Archery. Well,
Okay, just a little bit out to the left.
so she scored a 5. So interesting situation with both combinations tied at 13 points after the first arrow of set number 3. Playing second is 7.
So just to give you an idea of how much the wind is impacting on the archers, these archers normally shoot all their arrows into the yellow.
Exactly right. It's a it is incredibly challenging, and seeing Cavill's cap blow off her head earlier, never seen that before.
Oh, good recovery.
And Cavill follows that up with a 9, so 29 is the cumulative score on that end for McLean and Cavill.
Puts a bit of pressure onto Finn.
Yeah, Finn would love one in the yellow zone here.
Yep. Just out.
Just falling for an 8.
Had a very determined look on his face there.
So Atkinson can win this leg with a 9 or better. Whoa,
Oh.
boy. She is astray there, and she might have scored a 1 at best. I think it might have just clipped the line. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So that end or set is going to go to McLean and Cavill. There's their grouping of arrows, just 1 in the yellow zone there in these very windy, tough conditions. But McLean and Cavill 29, 22. I think that might have just clipped the 1 zone, but it doesn't matter if it did or it didn't really, because it's going to be 2 set points to the team on the right of screen, as you see it right there, McLean and Cavill. So there'll be one more set win away from claiming bronze here in the Caveman Challenge.
Yes. The whole point of this competition is to give archers experience at this type of competition. We don't get to shoot mixed teams that often, so to have them here in these conditions is just going to make them so much stronger for future competitions.
So it's Team Bem with the advantage after the first 3 sets.
So the trailing team always shoots first. So we'll see Finn and Kelly up first. So they have 10 seconds before they're allowed to move up to the line, and once their light goes green, they can step up and start taking their shot.
Well, Matheson would love to get out there because that wind has dropped right down. He'd love to have been out there earlier, but he had to wait. Now Finn Matheson.
Nice solid shot.
The other issue too, Lisa, we need to talk about too, is the wind can vary in strength from the shooting line to the target. It can be blowing at different strengths down the range, can't it?
Absolutely. You can see there's flags on top of the targets, which is supposed to give us an indication of the wind direction. Nice shot there from Kelly. But that changes really quickly, and often what you feel on your face at the line is very different to what the wind is doing at the target. So what you have to do with your bow is quite different to what your arrow may face at the target face.
So there's an 8 for McLean. So Matheson and Atkinson on 16 after their first 2 arrows. Most consistent shooter so far archer has been Matheson so far in this competition for the bronze medal.
Oh, nice shooting.
It's better from Cavill, a 9. It's the second 9 for her from her 7 arrows.
It's never over till the last arrow shot in archery, so they just need to keep on fighting.
Well, Matheson, love another yellow score here. He's taking a long time here.
Oh, nice. And look at that grouping. Isn't that amazing? Well done, Finn.
Another 9 for him. So that was an important arrow.
Yeah.
It took a long time to get there, but he got the score that he was looking for. So
takes a little bit of pressure off Kelly. And she follows it up with a 4.
Looks like it's a 4. So 29 is their cumulative score. At the moment, McLean and Cavill on 17. So I can wrap this match up right here.
So you can see the wind's changed direction again. 8.
8. So for the match, it's a 4 or better for Cavill. 4 or better is what Cavill needs for the bronze medal to go to the Caveman Challenge team.
Yes.
It looks like it's drifted into the 7 zone, so it looks like Cavill has done the business. And, well, pretty tough day at the office for these bronze medal competitors here. But it looks like Cavill has got the business done, Lisa.
Yeah, definitely. She really grew as the match went, becoming stronger and more confident in her form. And there we go, a little smile there.
So well done to Emily Cavill and Ben McLean. Those scores just been ratified, but they look like they're going to win the third of the 4 sets to claim the bronze medal here at the Caveman Challenge for 2019. Congratulations to them.
There we go, the judges just signalled that win.
So a good contest here for the bronze medal in trying conditions. But the 4 who will know each other pretty well. 3 of them are from the same club. But it's McLean and Cavill who get the job done in this mixed teams bronze recurve competition.
There we go, they're happy now. Pleased to be off that line, out of the wind.
Well, we have the gold medal match coming up soon. And don't forget, later on, we do have the individual bronze and the individual gold medal match in recurve as well. There's our lineup for the mixed teams gold medal match. The Space Cadets of Edmondson and Florence up against Dan Ann. That's Sinclair and also Gibson. And we're going to go straight into it.
So generally the higher ranked archer gets to choose which target they would shoot on, or whether they would like to go first or second. So that's just what they'll be sorting out now.
So a bit about these archers. 3 of them from Auckland, Florence and Edmondson. Both shoot at Mountain Green. So Florence,
Stevens on the left,
far left there,
yes.
and Nuala Edmondson is with him. And on the right, we have the combination of Daniel Sinclair and Annette Gibson.
So really interesting teams here, Stephen and Nuala. Stephen is one of our most experienced recurve archers, and Nuala is a very young cadet shooter. So she stepped up to shooting senior distance for this competition, and so it's great for her to have experience of shooting with someone as experienced as Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen Florence and Edmondson.
I imagine the nerves are jangling a little bit.
They are. Annette Gibson from Shore Archery. A range right at the North Shore Event Centre, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great little range. They have regular competitions there.
So good to see some North Shore representation through Annette Gibson. So reminding you that that target is 70 metres away. Blustery conditions here at One Tree Hill at the Auckland Archery Club.
So these guys are pretty new to this type of competition, so they're just clarifying something with the judge, Anne Mitchell, at the moment. She's making sure they know when they have to shoot, because if they step over the line before they're allowed to, they can get penalised, and that penalty means they have to go back behind the line, which wastes time. And when you only have 20 seconds to shoot in windy conditions like this, you don't want to give away any time at all.
Exactly right. It's really, really challenging, and I don't know how experienced these archers are in shooting in windy conditions like this, Lisa, but you would want a calm day, wouldn't you?
In Auckland, we always seem to have wind from some direction this season, so there's been a lot of practice in the wind, but it doesn't help your form. Yeah, most archers don't prefer to shoot in wind, but on competition day, you just have to go for it.
So let's get it underway, the gold medal match here in the mixed teams recurve competition. And here, this is Daniel Sinclair, and he'll start with a 5.
It always takes a little bit to get used to the competition field as opposed to the warm-up field. Just a couple of arrows to settle in.
Now Gibson for Team Dan Ann. And she also has scored a 5. Now Edmondson.
Nuala up at the line.
7.
And Stephen Florence.
Yeah, he's been around a while now.
He is. He's one of our Olympic hopefuls this year.
Wind coming right down the range at the moment. And he opens with a 6. So 13 for that combination to start with.
Daniel's up again.
So that's a 5. So Sinclair with a couple of 5s and a 6, scored by Gibson. So really need one. That's way off the bottom, and that's a no score for Gibson. So,
That wind just really tunneled down on her then.
so Edmondson can win this set with an arrow to spare with a 4 or better, and she's got a 6, so that'll be good enough to win the first set for Florence and Edmondson, the Space Cadets.
Well, Stephen will still want to use this arrow as a settling in, feeling the conditions. You could see him move his bow over to the right. He knew that was breaking just left, and it's just a natural archer's reaction to want to correct, but it doesn't actually make any difference, unfortunately.
No, it doesn't. So 26 is the cumulative score there for Florence. Again, all those arrows slightly to the left, but it's a tough old day at the office for these archers. They're earning every dollar they are today. So Edmondson and Florence will take the first set, 26-16.
So normally in conditions like this, archers would have the luxury in a qualification round of letting down and being able to pick and choose the wind they shoot in. However, when you only have 20 seconds to get an arrow away, there's not enough time to let down and start again.
Yeah, it's a, and we're going to see these archers, some of them back for the individual competition soon as well.
Yes.
Slightly different scoring system. They'll shoot 3 per set in that format. So we are actually on the Olympic format here for recurve archery.
That's right.
So Sinclair and Gibson will be hoping for a drop in the wind, I think, primarily, as they start the second set.
And the wind can also play havoc with an archer's form. And it can cause confidence to go, so it becomes a mental challenge as well. So they'll just be aiming to put some nice strong shots together.
So Daniel Sinclair here for the first arrow of set number 2.
Yeah, he looked a lot more settled in that shot. Nice work.
Opens this set with an 8. Gibson. It's more like it. It's drifted into the 7 zone from her. Edmondson.
Now Nola's got the challenge of the strong wind coming straight down onto her face. You see that battering her bow. The result is, looks like in the 3.
Is it 3 or a 4?
Might be a 4.
Might be it's 4. I think it's a 4.
Yeah.
Florence.
Nice shot.
It's an 8. So 12. So it's Sinclair and Gibson 15 after the first arrow each. Florence and Edmondson 12. So important here for Sinclair. Might score a 1. And now Gibson.
This breeze is just not relenting at all at the moment. Things are flying around all over the place. Oh, good girl.
Oh boy, that's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really tough. She'll be pleased that that one's scoring.
It is a 6.
6, possibly a 7. It's probably a 6.
I don't know if it's touching that borderline there. Might be just below. So 13, so 15 plus 7, 22 is what Sinclair and Gibson have scored. Florence and Edmondson need a 10 or better. 11, that's a 6 for Edmondson. So Florence will need a 5 or better to give his team a...
Normally I would say that would never be a problem for Stephen, but on a day like today, anything can happen. Oh, nice shot.
First 10 there for the contest for Florence, and it's come at a good time too. And in challenging conditions, he absolutely nailed that one.
He did indeed.
So this would give you some idea. That's only just the second 10 we've had today in these competitions so far. But Florence and Edmondson will score 32 out of a possible 40 and comfortably take that set. Good there for Stephen Florence as they lead 4-0 gold medal match in the recurve competition. That means the Space Cadets only need one more set win to claim the contest. So all the pressure now on Sinclair and Gibson.
And as the trailing team, they'll shoot first. The winds just dropped right this second, so I'm sure they're wanting someone to push that button. Concentration there on Daniel's face. He's not giving up.
Yeah, it really is an interesting sport, isn't it? Because you get the pressure of the sport, the pressure to perform, and you're competing against archers who you have no control over, Lisa.
Yes.
The real mental paradox in the sport.
Absolutely. I mean, this particular one is a team event. However, each archer has to do their individual best and focus just on what they are doing.
So Gibson
might
be a
have
one.
just scraped one there. So tricky end for them there. Here's Nola again. Oh, and as she steps up, that wind comes for her again.
She's fought through it, I think.
Yeah, she did. A 4 or 5, sorry.
Yeah, it looks like a 5.
Now we'll see if Stephen can repeat his last shot, wind or no wind.
The judgment required.
Yeah, I don't often see Stephen move like that. Yeah, see, that just shows you how tricky those conditions are.
Looked like it could have been a 3.
3. I don't think I've ever seen him shoot a 3 before.
No. Sinclair would like to end with a good score here, and the wind has died down for him.
Looked a nice relaxed shot too, excellent. Just out of the 10 ring for a good scoring 9.
Oh, that's his best arrow of the contest.
And it's a nice way to end a competition too.
Gibson needs a good score as well. She's been struggling in these windy conditions. Shot clock was down to 5 seconds, and she's finished with an 8. So it's better scoring from Sinclair and Gibson there. Total score of 20 in that set.
That's a nice shot of Nola in action. Just drifted a little wide.
For the 3. Well left of the
3 or 4.
Be a 4. And now Florence for the win. Needs a 9 or better.
Could quite do it.
It's a 6. So it looks like we're going to prolong the contest, and it looks like Sinclair and Gibson will take this set by a couple of points, 20-18. A good comeback there, because Sinclair and Gibson only finished with 2 and 1 in their first arrows. It's incredible.
I think sometimes when you shoot badly, you sort of relax because it's like, oh, I've probably lost it now, and you relax and your shooting gets better. It's crazy how that happens.
So we're just going to get those scores ratified by the judges.
So Annette's wearing the World IFA Indoor Championship shirt, which was an indoor championship that was held in Wellington earlier this year. And some locals enjoying the view from afar.
Perfect day for a little bit of relaxation in the shadows of One Tree Hill, and they'll be nice and sheltered from the wind up there too.
Yes, indeed.
So 4 set points to 2 now it is. Florence and Edmonton will still lead, but this contest is prolonged. So if Sinclair and Gibson can get this contest back on even Stevens, that is going to prolong it even further. So
that's the thing with archery, it can all change in an end.
it really can.
Just slight delay here. There we go.
So Sinclair will start us off again. The fourth. Set.
Just a little wide.
It's a 5.
And that's also a 5.
5 it is indeed. So 2 5s from Sinclair and Gibson. Plenty of room for Edmondson and Florence to get an advantage in these first 2 arrows, depending on the wind, of course.
Nice. That's good 8 from Nuala. She's looking more and more confident as this match is going on.
Yeah, she scored pretty solidly through the contest so far. That is her highest scoring arrow.
Yep.
And now Florence.
That looked like a nice shot. 8 for Stephen as well.
So Florence and Edmondson 16. And Sinclair and Gibson 10 after their first arrow each. The big arrow, this one here.
Nice. That's good, solid 9.
So 2 of his last 3 arrows have been 9s for Sinclair. And now Gibson. Well, she finished with an 8 in the last set. And another 8 would be just a ticket.
Only 10 seconds left on the clock, but plenty of time for her, and that's a nice solid 8.
Right, so 27 is their score. So Edmondson and Florence are on 16 at the moment. So they need a 12 between the two to win the gold medal.
Oh, nice.
And that is going to help from Edmondson. It's a beauty. So it's just a 3 or better for Florence. That should be doable for a man of this standard. And it is, it's a 9.
Nice.
So a great finish there for Florence and Edmondson. 2 8s and 2 9s. That's going to get the job done nicely and win the gold medal for the Space Cadets.
Congratulations to the 2 of them. It was great to see Nuala coming on through the course of that match, growing in confidence and shooting some great arrows.
Here was the form there of Stephen Florence. Very happy. That was one of his best arrows of the contest. And it came with a last arrow as well. So a very good score there of 34.
And well done to Team Dan and Anne for fighting back and getting 2 set points as well. So
it is Edmondson and Florence who will get the win and win the gold medal in the team's recurve competition here at the Caveman Challenge.
Look, a relief on Stephen's face. I don't think he enjoyed that, shooting in that, get those big gusts.
Indeed, and
but
well
we'll
done.
See him again later on too, to do it again.
And well done to Ben McLean and Everly Cavill, of course, won the bronze medal a little bit earlier on. Well, it's a great day of archery here. We have the individual recurve competitions coming up, or finals coming up in just a moment. And we also have the teams and individual compound competitions coming. First up, we're going to have the bronze medal in the individual recurve. 2 archers we've already seen in action. Nuala Edmondson will stay on the shooting range right now. There she is, a young Aucklander. And Ben McLean will be back out there, the left-hander, for the bronze medal. Both losing their semi-finals. Edmondson lost to Stephen Florence, who we've just seen combine up to win the gold, 6 set points to 0. And Finn Matheson, too good for Ben McLean in the semi-final. So we're going to see a Florence-Matheson final. But first we're going to see McLean and Edmondson do battle for the bronze.
So it's really great to see these young archers shooting at the senior level.
Yeah, we've had, in fact, all of the quarterfinalists were all the 8 archers we've seen so far in the competition. So these 2, all 8 of them, nice to team up and then compete against each other.
Yes, and they'll enjoy having an experience on the range, feeling the conditions, and will be ready to go for the individuals.
going to be an interesting contest, this one, Lisa. Edmondson looks like she's a
Absolutely.
good ball, but McLean as well. Two good young prospects for New Zealand going forward.
Very much so. I know both of them are gunning to get into the New Zealand team to go to the Oceania Champs. And yeah, they've really improved over the last year. They're very dedicated. You see them down here at the club shooting all the time, and they've got great parental support behind them. So it'll be awesome to see how this match goes.
So this is a slightly different scoring format. The sets combination or the sets format is the same, but you will see each archer shooting 3 arrows in each set.
They may actually do one arrow at a time, alternating between the two.
So we'll see how that goes. Compound later, folks, is a cumulative score. So 15 arrows in compound shooting, and every arrow counts. So
Both of them look pretty focused and ready.
each archer, of course, remember, has 20 seconds per arrow to shoot. Just getting the final instructions from senior judge before we get this competition underway. Compound archery, slightly different. The target's 20 metres closer, but the target is actually smaller.
Yes, it's an 80 centimetre target, and the 10 ring on a compound face is about the size of a small mandarin.
So there is Nuala Edmondson and Ben McLean, who are our archers in the bronze medal individual competition for the recurves. And McLean, the left-hander. Well, he shot on target number 1 in the team's competition, so he switched to target number 2 now. And Edmondson will stay on target number 1.
So this time with the 10-second warning, the archers can go up to the line and draw an arrow and start knocking it up, but they cannot draw their bow until they get the second buzzer.
So it's going to be McLean to start first. And he'll start with a 6. Getting close to the 7 zone there.
Now we head over to Nuala. So they shoot alternate arrows. Nice 8 for Nuala.
Well, that settled down nicely there for McLean for a 9. And Edmondson follows her first arrow up with a 5.
Like it just got away on her at the end a bit there. You see the wind blowing Ben's shirt and his whole body, to be honest. Real fight.
He did well to hold that.
He did.
So he's finished with a 6. So he's finished with 21. So Edmondson can win this with a 9 or better, and she's just missed it with an 8. So it looks like we might share that set. We'll just see the scores get ratified. Looks like it could be 21 apiece by my addition, which means they'll split the set scores at 1 each. 7 and 8. I reckon those are 2 8s, aren't they?
I think those are 2 8s.
Yeah,
Yep.
we can judge that one, Lisa.
Yeah,
I think we've got
we'll
good.
call that.
I've got my glasses on. I reckon we've got 2 8s there for Edmondson, even though they were close. And looking at McLean's scores there, 2 6s. It's just a question where that top one may have just nicked the line. I don't think it has.
I think I saw a bit of blue in between. But the judges will get their magnifying glasses out to make sure.
And sometimes they do.
Oh, yes, a tie.
It is a shared set, so as we suspected, 1 point each. So that means, well, we always have the prospect too of a of a tied contest, which will always send the match to a 1 arrow shoot off. And now those are always exciting because basically it's the closest to the centre wins.
Absolutely. Really exciting for watchers. Archers, it's pretty terrifying.
I bet it is. No, we've seen plenty of that in international competition before.
Indeed.
And it's cutthroat at Olympic level in particular. It's all match play, so it's knockout. And you can see some 1 arrow shoot-offs in the earlier rounds.
Yes.
It can be cutthroat. So McLean now set number 2.
I think that's in the 8.
Now Edmondson, she'll start with an 8.
Nice
So Edmondson's going well. That's 3 8s from 4 arrows for her.
Nice 9.
Yeah, we've got an 8 and a 9 there, definitely for McLean. Two 8s there for Edmondson, so this one's close too.
And what's nice is you can see your arrows are starting to group a little bit, which means your form is good. It's just that wind that's playing around a bit.
McLean's still got 5 seconds on the shot clock there.
Yeah, I think he rushed it a little at the end, but he's
Looks
still
like
got away with a 7, I think.
So that's 16-24. Edmondson's not mucking around here, and we've got another tied set. Looks like 3 8s.
Yeah, nice shooting. A good group from Nola there.
Well, Nola and Edmondson didn't muck around there. She stepped up and unloaded, and it was pretty impressive stuff from her. But 24 all this time, it looks like.
Yeah. It's probably a slight advantage to have had that match with Stephen and get the feel of the wind and the course and being shooting on the same lane as well.
Edmondson shot all of her arrows today from target number 1. And that is confirmed. It's all shared at 24 apiece. So it's a tight contest. 2 each it is. Remember the winner of this next set will be taking a giant step towards the bronze medal. Of course, it's 4 sets, isn't it, Lisa? And that's it, isn't it? From memory.
Yeah, it's the first to get to 6.
So now McLean.
An 8. Just out at 3 o'clock. That one got away on Nola a little bit.
She opens her third set with a 5.
Yeah, she'll see just making a few adjustments. She learnt from that arrow. Oh, nice Ben. He's starting to group now. He's responding well to the conditions. Oh, nice. Oh, so close. I think it's just out, but it's a really strong 9.
It's a 9, so McLean. He can win the set with a 10 here. And he's just drifted into the 9 zone, so he's going to end up with 25. And Edmondson's unloaded, and she's finished with a... Oh, is that right on the line? I think it might be an 8. Might be a 7.
I think we'll leave that one to the judges.
Well, yeah, we will. So, 25. It looks like McLean will take that set. No, it is going to be a win to McLean in that set. 25 to 21, maybe 22 to Edmondson. So it's going to be McLean. You see, he's shot consistently well. His scores over the last 6 arrows have been 8-9-7, 8-8-9. And even Edmondson's been going pretty well too, 8-8-8, 5-9-8. So it's very close between them.
And for so early in the season too, they're both shooting incredibly well, and they're going to get stronger and stronger. They've got some big competitions ahead of them in the coming months, and it's great to see them already at this level.
So Ben McLean, 4-2. Just needs to tie the set, and he's got the bronze medal. And now Edmondson will start. She's got to win this. She's got to win the set.
Still looking nice and calm. Good girl.
Yeah, the wind has died down
Yes.
nicely now. Hopefully the wind will continue to die down for the compound shooters later, Lisa.
Yes, that will be really looking forward to the compound.
McLean.
Oh, nice shot, Ben.
Yeah,
It's a great 9.
You can see the archers are just starting to get a bit more comfortable with the conditions now.
Yeah, and the wind has dropped a little. It's a 7 for Nola.
So McLean, love another 9 here. He's got one.
There you go. You better say that again next time so he does another one.
So, well, Edmondson's big here. She needs a 10. And she's got a 6. So to win the contest, he just needs a 3 or more. Ben McLean's been going very well, and he looks like he's finished it with a 7. So well done to Ben McLean. A good contest between the two.
Really good contest between the two, and both of them got stronger as the match went on. Smiles now, relief that it's over. Those have been some really trying conditions they've performed very well in today.
Well done to Ben McLean.
Yes, indeed.
2 tied sets in this contest, but McLean winning the last 2 to get the victory. And 3 of his last 4 arrows were 9, so he really did start to get comfortable on the shooting line there too, Lisa.
Yeah, look at that. Lovely group. And that's often what we talk about in archery, is how well the arrows are grouping rather than what they score. So, good work for Ben.
So well done to McLean. He's got the bronze medal, winning this contest 6 set points to 2.
And now we get ready for our gold medal match. Two archers that we've seen before again.
Yes, both Aucklanders. Stephen Florence up against Finn Matheson is the championship match. Florence taking out Edmondson in the semi 6-0. Also beating Emily Cavill in the quarterfinal 6-0. So Florence in very good form in the lead up to this final. Finn Matheson, he beat Annette Gibson 6 points to 2 in his quarterfinal. And Finn Matheson beat Ben McLean 6-4. Tight contest in the semi-final. But all that's history now. Counts for nothing.
Now you can just see here in the screen here in the coach's box, that's Chase Martin Roberts, who is a very, very talented archer, made the New Zealand team, but managed to break his ankle playing basketball this week.
Oh.
So he has now been relegated to the coaching box for Stephen.
Well, that's rather unfortunate, isn't it? So Florence will be shooting on target number 1. As the introductions take place, he's on the left as we look at him now, the Aucklander.
Very experienced target archer, very popular on the scene. And then we've got Finn on the right, who is one of our real up-and-coming shooters. He's made the New Zealand development squad already, even though he's still at school, and really excited about what he can do in the future. So it's great to see a match between these two.
So Florence against Matheson for the winner of the Caveman Challenge. It's going to be Matheson to go first on target number 2.
Nope, Stephen's going first.
Yeah, commentator's curse. Gets you eventually.
Seven to start. and an 8.
So expecting this contest to be good. Matheson shot very well, I thought, in the mixed teams competition earlier today.
He did very well. He struggled a bit yesterday in the wind, but I think he's learnt from that today and is doing really well. Oh,
Here's our
lovely 10.
First 10 of the contest to Florence.
Just to put a bit of pressure onto Finn.
Yeah, Matheson shot 8 arrows in the...
Oh, nice. Nice and consistent shooting. Good 9.
In the contest in the mixed teams competition, and 4 of them were 9s. Florence, another 10 would win the set.
Oh,
and he's got
there
it.
he does it. Nice shooting.
2 10s for Florence.
And a little jig as he goes off the line. He's happy.
In fact, Florence can actually...
Oh dear, poor Finn. His hat's just flown off. Hang in there. Oh, wow, amazing. In those conditions, that was such a good shot.
Well, what an arrow from
And
Matheson.
a nice smile, yeah.
And we're going to have a shared set. Can you believe that? To start 27 apiece.
Yeah, fantastic scoring.
Well, there's no bonus points in this sport, but if there ever was one deserved, it would be one for Finn Matheson right there.
And that'll be a big confidence booster for him to know he can get it in there and whatever's going on, wind or anything. Bit of deep breathing going on for them all, keep the nerves down. So Stephen will shoot first again with it being on a tied score.
So nothing to split these two in the first set. That's what you want. Good contest for the championship.
Indeed. It's freezing.
Yeah, it's not warm under the with this wind blowing, but we're okay. There's Florence. Gets set to start set number 2 and go through his routine.
Good, strong, solid shot. Made it look quite easy, and it's strong, solid 8. Not what Stephen would expect of himself, but still a good shot. Yeah, Finn just seemed to be struggling to pull the arrow through the clicker on that time. Dropped a little bit down. Nice.
So Florence again into the yellow zone. That's what you want. Matheson struggling in the conditions there. Yeah, hasn't scored a point on that one.
Didn't look quite as comfortable. That wind barreled on down.
That means the second set has gone to Florence, regardless of where this ends up.
And that's a 5.
Yeah, so scoring not quite as hot in that set as it was in the first set.
No, not what these archers are used to shooting, but good comeback from Finn. That's a nice 7.
So Stephen Florence will get the first decisive blow in this final.
Checking his arrows just to make sure all the fletchers are still on and knocks are all good.
So an 8, 9 and a 6.
Oh, 6. Nice.
It looks like for Florence. And a 5 and a 7 for Matheson. So Florence will lead now 3 set points to 1. After 2 of the sets. So this man here, Finn Matheson. Well, he just needs to produce more of what we saw from that last arrow.
Absolutely.
In
You
that
can
first
see
set.
him focusing in here, which is great. He's just a young guy doing amazing things. Yes, that's how we do it. Nice one, Finn. Great shot.
Second 10 of the contest. Florence already has 2 as well.
And an 8 for Stephen. Finn hoping to repeat the last arrow, but that wind's playing up on him again. Yeah, just got a hold of him, so it's a 6.
Yeah, it just blew up.
Yeah, it did.
Just at the last second, didn't it?
It's still maintaining its strength for Stephen's last shot too. Oh, boom.
It's a beauty.
Now that was a spider.
Yeah, right in the centre.
Right in the centre.
That's what that means. So it's game on in set number 3 here.
And
8 there for Matheson. So he's totaled 24 out of a possible 30, which is 7 or better will win the set for Florence. And he's got that one nicely. It's in the 9 zone. So Florence starting to heat up here. That's the second set score for him in this final. 27 out of 30. It's more like it from him.
both of them shot well that end.
Yeah, 27 to 24 was the score in that end. But Florence, 2 sets now of 27. Lisa, he's looking good in this final.
Absolutely. I wish we could have had a day with no wind. Then we would have seen really what he can do, because he's an amazing archer.
5-1 is the set score. So Florence, all he needs now in this next set is to share the set. So Matheson, to prolong the contest, needs to win the set.
Yes.
He must win it. Otherwise, the title will go to Stephen Florence.
And I've seen matches like this turn around. You never know with archery.
Indeed. And, of course, we go to if Matheson can win the next 2 sets, we will go all the way to a shoot-off.
Yes.
Which is always fun. So it's going to be Matheson. He knows all of this, but again, he can't. There's nothing you can do about it. So you've got to put it out of your mind, can't you?
Absolutely. Focus on your training, what you do every day, and just getting those arrows downrange the best you can.
So Matheson to stay alive.
Slightly longer hold, but hey, gets away with it. Nice 9. And Stephen matches it.
Oh, just dropping below.
Just below, still a nice line.
For an 8 there for Matheson. Florence will love a 10 here. Just the right time to get one too. Just below.
We'll take that as well.
So 1 arrow left each, Matheson. Well, he's got a 10, which is excellent last arrow. It's good response to the pressure. 27 out of 30, which means Florence can win it here with a 9 or better. Oh, he's a strain.
He's on to the 7.
Well, that's going to give the set to Matheson.
Oh, exciting.
So 27 to 25 is going to be the score. So Matheson, a smile of relief. He's still got a chance.
He does. As I said, I have seen matches turn around. Stephen looking at that arrow as much as say, were you the one that cost me that 7?
So that set going to Matheson brings the set score to 5-3, and basically Matheson just has to replicate what we've just seen in this next set. Indeed. He must win it to prolong the contest, and not only prolong the contest, but take the match to a 1 arrow shoot-off, and that will be a really exciting finish to this gold medal contest.
He's getting lots of positive feedback from everyone, looking nice and relaxed.
Well, each competitor has shot 12 arrows so far. Matheson has 3 10s, and Florence also has 3. Florence has 4 9s as well, so 7 of his 12 arrows have been in the yellow zone. Slightly more consistent than Matheson, who now starts this next set.
Didn't look quite so comfortable that time.
Well, he scored a 6 there, as Matheson. You'll need to rely on something similar from Florence.
Oh, and he gets it.
No,
Oh, no,
it's a
different
9.
target. It's a 9.
It's a 9. It's a good start there for Florence.
Oops, a little bit of the yips there.
Well, it's
And
another
another
6.
6.
Yeah, tough. Just when Matheson needed a 10, he's got a 6. So Florence can really take control of this contest now with a score in the yellow zone.
He
No,
put
he's
one out in the 5.
5 as well. So here's a chance for Matheson. He's still alive if he can get a big score here to
And
end the
see-
set.
See how the wind is buffering them.
Blowing it around now. He's
Yeah,
recovered
8.
pretty well there for an 8. So that gives him a score of 20. So Florence, 6 or better, will win it. Stephen Florence for the title. Nice and steady. And there is a 9.
Nice.
He's got it. Well, it's taken a little bit longer, I guess, for Stephen Florence than he would have liked. But New Zealand's best archer has got the job done. But it's been a great final between these two.
It's been an amazing match and so great to see someone so young and standing up and challenging someone of Stephen's calibre.
Well,
I know Stephen will have appreciated the tight match too.
indeed. It wasn't Florence's best score by any stretch, 23, but it doesn't really matter if you... All you need to do is beat your opponent.
That's right, and in these conditions you don't worry about how high the scores are.
So Florence will get the 2 set points and gets the gold medal. Good contest between these two. And Stephen Florence is the Caveman Challenge Recurve champion for 2019. Well, we hope you enjoyed our coverage of the Recurve competition. We'll be back very shortly here on Sky Sport Next at 2:15, so in around about 10 minutes for the compound archery competitions of both teams and individual competition. We hope you can join us then.
Through Sky Sport Next, these athletes and their sports have the chance to tell their story. We want to inspire more Kiwis to play sport. Together, our goal is to significantly grow the reach and engagement of New Zealand sports.